Learn more at drivesafecd.com. Stop being a distracted driver and bank.
Hi, this is Karen Atwood, Director of Consumer Credit Counseling Service of Northeastern Iowa. In an effort to bring more information to the public, we at Consumer Credit present 2 education programs each month on KBBG Radio. They're on the first and third Tuesday from 10:30 to 11 a.m. on 88.1 on the FM dial. They are repeated in the afternoon, in the evening at 7:30. Let me start by thanking the KBBG team for making this opportunity possible for us. Without leaving your home, you can get answers to your credit questions, your debt questions. You can ask questions that you might think are silly or a waste of time merely by picking up the phone and making that call. Call us at 234-1441 and ask questions or give opinions on credit or debt topics. So we're going to, on our last program, we talked about bankruptcy. I had a bankruptcy attorney here, Kevin Aaron-Holz, and we dealt with many of the heavy issues that involve bankruptcy. Well, I'm going to continue that conversation today, only I don't have anybody to talk to, so I'll rely on you calling me. And the conversation regarding bankruptcy is, how do you feel about your financial situation? Is your life planned? Are your goals being met? Is it, and we can all fall off the wagon, that's a given. But when you do fall off your financial wagon, are you able to get back up? Are you able to get the goals met? Or do you continually go off? What's the block that's keeping you from being successful? Is it lack of money? There's a lot of us that suffer the lack of money problem. But you have to decide what you personally can actually afford to do, not what you want to do. We all have those wants, you know. I always wanted a Lincoln. Great Lincoln or a Lexus, something really nice. But I know a Ford or a Chevy is going to be my vehicle, and I really enjoy my Dodge, an old Dodge, but I enjoy it. It gets me around. It does what I need. But if I'm having a dream, I'm dreaming of that Lincoln. I am not going to put the money out to get a Lincoln or a Cadillac or any big vehicle like that, because it would set back my other personal financial goals. At this point in my life, I don't want to have to stress out. That's one of the biggest financial goals I have. I want to have the money to pay the bills that come in. I don't want to worry about how many months it's going to take to pay things off. So you need to stop and think of your financial goals. Is it something that you need? Clothes, a better place to live, whether it be an apartment or a house, or a new roof, or a lawnmower. What are your financial goals? Choose short-term and long-term financial goals. Write them down. Keep them close. Review them every now and then. This is income tax time, and I'm sure many of you have already gotten your refund, or if you're finally going to get it in the, not in the mail, get it e-filed, you'll be getting it coming back shortly. Then take this opportunity when you have, like the little guy said, free money, to think of what you're going to do with it. How are you going to handle that extra money that comes in? I've always recommended splitting it in thirds. use a third to pay off something you really need to get rid of. Look at your oldest bill, look at one that's really been nagging, and pay that off. Secondly, buy something you really need, not want, but need. That could be a lawnmower. That could be a new outfit for summer, something you haven't had for a long time. It could be any one of your needs, but you've got to sit down and make a list of the needs. And the other third, put in savings. Put that away for your rainy day. Believe me, these rainy days have a way of coming up way too soon, and they're here before we know it. Put this money away. Now, another suggestion with the rainy day money, once you put it away, and once that rainy day comes along, think of how else you could pay. Get creative. Think about where the money could come from to take care of that, so you don't have to deplete your rainy day fund totally. And that way you're going to start building a savings. So by looking at your money goals, looking at the money that you have, thinking about what you want to do with your money and how you can do it, you will make yourself happier. And when you're happier, you're not financially stressed out, and goals are far more attainable. If you're unhappy, you will never achieve what you want to achieve. So money by itself is nothing. Money by itself is just that, coins or papers. Money helps you achieve goals. It's up to you to figure out what those goals are and then direct your money that way. The saying goes, you manage the money, do not let the money manage you, or that is what will happen. We have wonderful advertisers out there. I mean, they are so smart. You watch some of these TV commercials, you get a good bang out of them. Others you think, you know, that really is the way it is. They're really smart. They convince us that what we see is exactly what we need. And when we get to the store, we cannot wait to buy what the advertisers told us we needed. So you have to remember that as you watch ads. That's for their pocket. The more you buy, the more you're filling their pocket. Look out, and watch out for your own. So as we spend money wisely, we're buying things we need, not just things we want. It's always good to treat ourselves occasionally, but you've got to treat yourself with money that you have that is excess, not money that is money you need for groceries or some other really important thing. I'd mentioned income taxes a bit ago. I hope that you're all getting refunds, but some of you will be paying in. And if you're paying in and are not prepared for it, this is not the time of the year you want to even think about it. Although you do have a month left to get that money saved. That means you've got to get that return figured so you know what the amount is. And then get the money saved on a weekly basis so that you can be paying that tax when it's due. The IRS and the state of Iowa do not like to wait for their money. So if you owe them, they will be all over you. So make sure you do your saving now so that you can pay on time. So you're going to pay taxes now, you're going to take refund money now, and you're going to be looking at your goals. Is there other money that comes up at this time? Maybe it's rent rebate money. So what are you doing with that? How much of that have you put away, and how much of that have you spent? Are you planning a summer wardrobe with it? You should be doing things when you get a sum as annual payment, like rent rebate, that lasts you for about a year. But that's gonna be up to you to make sure that that is what happens. Those around you don't care whether your money lasts and you're desperate. The stores love to get your money. So it's up to you to make yourself happy by being the one that does the managing of the money. Now, if you're looking at changing apartments, are you looking to get a different apartment just for that purpose, to get a different apartment? Or do you need one? When you view an apartment, you want to make sure it's in a safe neighborhood. Walk around it a little bit to get a feeling of safety. Check the steps as you walk up them. Are they safe? Are they securely built? Turn the faucets on and off. Flush the stool. Look under the sink to see if there's water leaking. See if there are floorboards that squeak. That's not a serious problem, but it lets you know the age of the building. And your landlord, do you know other people that rent from them? And does that person keep the place up? So these are some things that you're going to want to do if you're looking to rent a different place. Now, if you're going to go shopping, if you're going to buy those new clothes, how are you going to figure out what's a good buy and what's not? What's needed and not? Well, go through your closet. See what needs to be worked with. Do you need more slacks, blouses? Do you need more coats, boots, shoes? Write them down. Make a list. And then go to stores and check out the prices. And come out knowing what you're going to be buying. The manufacturers have it so that you can walk in to a store and you come out with a lot of things you had no plan of buying. So if you have a list and you shop according to it and you shop according to the dollar amount on it, you will be much happier with what you receive. We have always encouraged our clients to spend time making sure that they're choosing what they want to have for a while, not what they want to have to wear tomorrow and that's it. But they need to know that these are their clothes that they'll have for a while. At Consumer Credit, we work with two sets of clients. One are the regular debt management clients that we pay off their debt, and the other is the fixed income clients. Social Security has referred those people to us. We get all of their money, we give them money to live on per week, and then we save money for clothing and yearly expenses and extra events. So we have more of the control of their money. So we try to help them in making those decisions of what is going to give them a better life. So this gives you an idea of some of the things that we do. I'm going to take a break here and I'll be right back.
I got smart about college. Now my kid's off to a great start.
When it comes to your money, whatever you want to get smart about, you can find it at smartaboutmoney.org.
I got smart about health insurance. Now both my finances and I are healthy.
Smartaboutmoney.org is a free online resource from the National Endowment for Financial Education. We're an independent nonprofit foundation dedicated to helping people just like you get sound information about money.
I got smart about protecting my job. Now I'm doing better than ever.
For everything from how to build an emergency fund to how to deal with job uncertainty, smartaboutmoney.org has the answers you're looking for.
I got smart about credit cards. has a whole new meaning.
Smartaboutmoney.org. The easy place to start when you want to get smart.
Hi, this is Karen. I'm back talking with you today about you and your money. We were talking earlier about setting goals. And I want to talk to you for a minute about working a budget, comparison shopping, and tracking expenses. Many people complain that setting a budget is just a lot of work and they don't see any point because something comes up to throw them off schedule. But setting a budget is really good because it helps to keep you focused. When you go in to buy things, you will think, let's see once, did I put that in the budget? Well, maybe I better wait until next month. Or, I have room in the budget for this, I can use it here. So, work a budget that way. Deciding, then when you look at the records that you keep, you need to track it. If you set a budget and don't track the expenses, you only achieve half of the budget. And that's like any 1/2 thing, it's not much help at all. Deciding what records to keep and what records to discard is an important part of organizing your finances. It is important to set up a home filing system to keep track of your finances. We used to keep records, all records of everything for 7 years. That was what IRS wanted us to do, and we pretty much did it. Well, today IRS records are only 5 years, and a lot of things that we used to keep are no longer kept. For instance, you could sell a house ever so many years and then put all of your improvements into it. Well, they don't do that anymore, so that's the only reason you keep everything that you put in your house is to know what value you actually brought it to and what the total cost of your house were. But it's good to have in case you would get a new roof put on and then you have a problem with shingles. You can go back and see exactly when you did it and who you should call to get it fixed. So it's still good to keep records, but it's not near as important to keep as many. Set yourself up with a folder, bills to pay. So everything you have to pay is right there. That will help you to avoid late payment charges, over limit charges, because your bills are right there. And along with that, you have to look at them every week. Set a second file folder of bills paid, so when they're paid, you put them back there. This gives you a good feeling that you've already paid that much and you don't have those to pay yet. Bank statements. You should keep those together so that you can see your bank activity. Credit card statements. It's a good idea if you have more than one credit card to have a purpose for it. We've got a gas card, so we don't put anything but gas on there. So we know at the end of a quarter, at the end of a year, exactly how much gas we put in our cars. And that really helps you to get an idea on what good mileage you're getting on your car, and it gives you an idea on how expensive your vehicle is. Tax records. You should have a file for your taxes, both your property taxes and your income taxes. Home and property records. That would again be those things that you are adding on to these assets. Medical records. Today we don't have as many medical records because most medical bills come to us in the form of credit cards or our insurance pays them. Insurance records. Receipts for large purchases. So if you buy a table and chairs set or a hutch or something, keep the record of that. You should know what the costs of those large purchases are. Couch, all of those. Automobile records. When you get your oil changes, when you get new tires put on, all of those things. So when you go to trade your vehicle in, you can say, yes, I had it, the different services on these particular dates, and my vehicle is in good shape, and this is how I know. I have a book, a red 3-ring binder, that's my warranties book. And I was advised to put warranties in the book in plastic folders. And they're really nice because you can see through the folders exactly what it is. One might be dishwasher with all of the warranties, another one electric stove, another one microwave, all of them like that. And so if something happens, I pull my book down and I can just leaf to the different warranties. Personal family records could be in that book also, as could retirement information. So you put these folders together and then you keep them up on a regular basis. You keep these files in a safe place, and that's always been important. It's especially true today with the identity theft problems, because by keeping your files where they should be in a safe place, if and when something happens, you can go right to your information. You should take precautions to lower your risk of being a victim of identity theft. Some include putting all your financial records away and keeping them out of plain sight in your home. Avoid leaving financial information, deposit slips, receipts, checks in your car. A lot of people do leave them in the car, and that is not a good idea. You can protect yourself by properly disposing of credit card offers you don't intend to accept. It's best to use a shredder to dispose of unused credit card applications. The credit unions will be observing the National Identity Theft Week. I believe it's sometime in April. They'll have shredders available for all of us to go in and use to get rid of personal information. We had one of these shredders in our office a couple of years ago, and a lady came in and asked if she could bring in some bank books. Her mother, her elderly mother, had 10 years of bank statements and books, and she wanted to get rid of them. Well, we were more than happy to help her get rid of them, because all of that is liability and damage. Anybody could steal your number, write a check, or a series of them, and all of a sudden the police department would be looking for you for writing a check on a closed account or something similar to that. And you don't want to have to fuss with that. So the best thing is to protect your own personal identity. Use a shredder for those things, or take them to a service like on-site where they are shredded before you and you receive a certificate. Apply the same kind of diligence to protecting your credit and debit cards. Scanners are continually coming up with new ways to steal your information. You should be particularly cautious when you visit a business that takes credit cards elsewhere to swipe it. Yes, and they do it right in their hand anymore. I was in Memphis several years ago. We stayed at a very nice hotel. Those of you that have been in Memphis, it's the one that has the ducks that march down to the lobby and march around. It's really kind of cute. And then I went to a very upscale Italian restaurant. That was in April. In June, I got a call from my credit card company, and they asked if I had purchased some tickets. And I said, tickets? For what? And then I asked him, I said, well, how much? And he said, $1,500. I said, no, I hadn't purchased any tickets. Well, there was a major sporting event in Memphis in June, and I believe somebody was trying to get themselves some tickets to go to it, and they were going to use my credit card number to do it. And that was back in the days when you still had the paper behind your credit card. So someone, either at that hotel or at the restaurant, took it and was going to use it. I called both, and of course the owners assured me, or the manager assured me, that his people would never do anything like that. The point is, the credit card companies will defend you if it is not a normal activity of yours, and they will call you before they allow it to be charged. So your credit cards can be really good and helpful, but you have to have a good record with them in order for that to happen. There are a lot of people out there today trying to get your information, trying to use it. Another thing that happened to us recently is we had a less than $5 charge, didn't recognize it. We called the company, and it was out of Great Britain. And when we called our local credit card, they said they thought that it was somebody taking a small amount out now to see if it would work on our number. If it did, then they'd take a large amount out later. So we had that card stopped, and we got a new card. So you've got to be very careful, and it is not that they're going to come in and take $1,500 out first time. No, they'll usually take a few dollars out first time. Well, it's about time to wrap up for today. Again, this is Karen from Consumer Credit. At Consumer Credit Counseling, we help you manage your money. We're an accredited agency with certified counselors. We're located at 1003 West 4th Street in Waterloo. Our office hours are 9 to 5, Monday through Thursday, and Friday 9 to 12. We help you with learning about your finances. We will sit down and talk to you to make you feel better about what's going on, or for you to choose a plan to do something different. If you're looking at filing bankruptcy, we will discuss that with you and go through a bankruptcy counseling. If you do file bankruptcy, we will present the bankruptcy education for you. If you have housing problems, you're delinquent, or you're looking to purchase either one, our counselors are HUD certified, and they will sit down and help you figure out what you need to do to make your plan work. So these are some of the things that we help you with. We're going to work with you to make sure your financial life is as successful as it can be. And we all know it changes day to day, so we want to make sure that we put you on the best path and are there. So when you do have changes, you have someone to come back and talk to. Our counselors are here to help you managing your money most successfully. You have a good day now, and I will be talking to you later. Bye.